We just got done watching Man of Steel. Please don't copyright strike us.
Don't worry, you didn't hit the note. You're
Oh,
good.
I'm good. It's fine.
I was waiting to see where you're going with it. Every time I hit recording, you never know where it's gonna go.
I know. I had to think of something. I'm like, we gotta start this off with a bang.
Well, it was something.
It's a perfect way to describe it. But yeah, we just watched Man of Steel again. This wasn't the first time either of us has seen it.
Yeah, we're going through the DC movies because
We like them.
there you go.
They're good, and you should feel good. I don't know what I'm saying.
It hurts.
Instead of they're bad and you should feel bad, they're good and you should feel good.
It's not as catchy.
Yeah, it's whatever.
It's bad and you should feel bad. Alright, Man of Steel. First movie of the DCEU.
The reboot of it, basically.
Hang on. I don't like where the heads are. Yeah, sorry, I'm doing this right now.
We're getting finicky. So this wasn't my favorite DC movie, but it was really good. I still like this movie.
Yeah.
A lot. There's a lot of good action in it. Excuse me. Henry Cavill does a great job as Superman and all of the Superman
Canadians.
appearances. Huh?
Freaking Canadians.
Yeah, seriously. They're taking over America slowly but surely.
Well, they ruined their own country, now they gotta come here. I'm kidding.
We love Canada. I've been to Canada. It's great.
I have never.
You guys
been
have
to
black
Canada.
squirrels. It's amazing.
Okay, back to Man of Steel.
Yeah, back
by
to
the
Man of
way.
Steel. Already on a tangent.
But I remember you mentioning you liked in the opening how they explore what actually happened rather than just starting with them putting Superman in the space pod.
You see more than them just sending Clark out into space. Like Cal. I couldn't decide what to call him. I was like,
Clark.
But yeah, you get to see kind of more of the, I guess, sort of the politics of it all. That's kind of a really poor way to describe it, I think. But you get to see more of, like, how the planet runs, basically.
Yeah, you get to see the council.
Yeah.
See Zod's coup.
Zod's what?
Coup.
Coup?
Military coup.
I don't think I've ever heard that term. A coup? Like K-O-O or C-O-O?
C-O-U-P. It's French.
Huh. I like coup. K-O-O better.
Coup! But his military kind of takeover that failed.
Yeah.
It's called a coup.
Gotcha.
They don't necessarily fail, but you get the idea.
Spoilers for this movie again, by the way.
If you don't know the origin of Superman by now, you've been living under a rock.
Seriously, you've been trying not to find out.
How old is Superman now? Like 75?
I have no idea. Let me look that up, actually. How long has Superman been around?
But while he's doing that, I'm going to take the opportunity to talk a little bit about Zod. They changed his character a lot to fit this new idea. The idea with Superman, his father sending him off, was that he could pursue his own destiny. That's why he had to be the last natural born child of Krypton. Because everybody else was in the Codex and they were genetically engineered to do a specific job. That's what they were talking about at the beginning of the movie. So, because Zod was literally engineered to protect Krypton at any cost, he ended up trying to take over Krypton because he thought the leaders were running it into the ground.
Yeah.
Because both him and Jor-El could see that Krypton was dying. That's why he tried to take it over.
Yeah.
And that's why at the end, it becomes so meaningful that he's saying, "You took my soul," because the only thing that he's made for is to protect Krypton, to protect the Kryptonians, and Clark stripped that away by not giving him the Codex and destroying the World Changer. What was it? The World Engine?
Something like that, yeah.
The Change Engine, something like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
We swear we just watched this.
well, World Engine, Change Engine, they're
Yeah.
pretty similar.
Yeah.
But the idea is Superman's destiny is open to his own decisions, whereas Zod is set into a path.
Yeah.
It's a very different Zod than we see in the comics, where he's a tyrannical tyrant trying to take over for his own selfish purposes. So I thought that made it kind of more relatable toward the end. He's not a just purely bad villain.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't really realize they were bred for a specific purpose, you know. But the natural birth thing was cool.
That's what Feora was talking about when she was beating the crap out of Superman. You're weak, Kal-El. I was bred for war.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you can't.
That's
You'll
an
never beat me.
evolutional
Yeah.
advantage.
Yeah. Anything you want to rant about? Oh, by the way, when was Superman made?
Oh, 80 years ago. 1938.
80. I was close. I think I said that exact same thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's when he was created, but that's the first time people saw him. Was in that comic, so.
Yeah.
Man, it started pouring.
Yeah.
It is just downright pouring outside. Okay, I don't really have much else to say. This is just an all-around, like, good Superman movie. I mean...
Nothing to say.
Yeah. Something I liked about it is that they don't bore you with all of the origin story again. Like, you see the beginning, but it's different because you see more, like we said. But you don't have to watch him grow up. He has flashbacks that are kind of short snippets, but it's not like...
Right.
It doesn't go through his entire life again, which we've seen several times before now.
Get out of Smallville pretty quick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's something I liked.
Don't like Smallville, huh?
No, something I liked was the pacing of it. I do like Smallville. Smallville's cool. I like the fight that happened in Smallville, like with the... Hello? With the, Okay.
Alright, just ignore it.
Yeah. With the train and the bank and everything and IHOP
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
That was a cool fight. That was a really neat fight.
I liked with that first fight scene with Feora, whenever she was hitting the soldiers, all you saw was her posing at the end of a punch,
Yeah.
and then you'd see the
You
effect
see the guy
of
flying
the punch.
across. Yeah.
I really liked that.
It was cool.
I know we were talking about this. We don't really know if Jor-El knew if Superman would be all-powerful on Earth.
Yeah, because he said something that he would be a god there, like before he sent him to Earth.
But we're not sure if he meant about intelligence or strength.
Yeah.
Because you'd think that Jor-El would care more about intelligence anyways, because he's the chief scientist. And he mentions that humans are seemingly intelligent whenever he's searching out the planets.
Yeah. And it's like whenever he has the scan up of the humans,
Yeah.
you don't really see like the outer skin of the human. You just see like their muscular structure and their brain. So maybe they don't know what they look like, and they don't really know if they're intelligent or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He did say seemingly intelligent, like we said. So
Because the scout ships were destroyed
yeah,
that were sent there. I think Zod mentioned that the colonies failed because Krypton cut them off for whatever reason.
yeah,
It seems like it's the common kind of sci-fi theme of returning back to Mother Earth, where it's like they wanted to return to Krypton and
Yeah.
stay on Krypton
Yeah.
rather than search out and colonize other planets.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. I can see that. I understand.
It's
that.
lonely out in space.
It is. It's dark.
It's dark.
It's dark.
Rough. It gets everywhere.
Sand.
Oh, back to the right franchise.
Yeah, seriously. I really don't have much else to say about this movie, honestly. I thought I'd have more after watching it again, but...
All right, then I'll kind of carry on the conversation.
Okay.
Because we were planning on doing all the DC movies.
Yeah.
So I guess we should try to connect it a bit.
Mm.
Superman means hope.
Yeah.
Well, his symbol means hope.
Yeah.
So I feel like this movie was really him discovering hope. And the Zack Snyder trilogy is Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, and then Justice League.
Yeah.
So you have this one where he's learning about hope and his father's lessons to him about being a good person because it's going to change the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then Batman versus Superman is all about Superman losing that hope, but still finding the strength to continue.
Yeah.
And then whenever he comes back, that's not only a rejuvenation of his body, but it's
Mm-hmm.
of his spirit. And it's a revival of that the world's worth saving.
Yeah.
And you see that whenever he's beating up Steppenwolf.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Again, spoilers for a different movie that's not in this.
But this really is like it's like at the beginning of Justice League, the first words that Superman says is he's talking about his symbol. It's about hope, and it winds and curves,
Mm-hmm.
and these three movies are him going through that path.
Yeah, winding and curving.
That's just my thoughts.
Yeah.
You don't have to listen to me. Go watch the movie for yourself.
Seriously. Have your own opinions if you want. This is just us. I also think it's really neat that Batman vs. Superman picks up right after this movie. Like, it makes
right
sure that you know it's the same universe.
And I have more thoughts, but we'll save that because it has more to do with Batman vs. Superman than Man of Steel.
Yeah.
So I'll save that for the next review. Meme review. Anything else you want to say?
Not really.
You want to give a rating?
Oh, something I was going to mention for everybody else to think about. We already talked about it. Was that giant...
oh, yeah.
The giant Krypton guy.
Hang on a second.
He's looking up a picture, but
I'm not gonna look up a picture of that guy. I'm gonna look up. You go ahead and talk. I'll show
okay.
you.
One of Zod's soldiers is like towering above everybody else. He's huge and he's ripped and he's just a huge guy. And he's wearing a different suit whenever we see him fighting. Like he's wearing a full body suit. You can't see his face like you can with the other two. And something I suggested is that he could have the Doomsday virus, and just like a little bit, and maybe they caught it before it got too bad or something, and put him in that suit, and to keep him from like spreading to other people or getting any worse. But he's still really strong because he's got the Doomsday virus. Like the Doomsday virus just kind of makes people berserk. So
here's a picture of the Doomsday containment suit, and he's kind of breaking out. But it kind of had those wires and stuff on it.
Yeah. It was interesting.
I hadn't really thought about that. But since in this universe, Doomsday is that big, bulky monster that we see in Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah.
It could just be that he's big and bulky.
Yeah.
And he hasn't developed the dagger spike things.
Yeah, like the bones coming out of him. Just a thought. Don't know how accurate it is. Because I remember in one of the original Supermen? I don't know. There was a buff helper of Zod as well, but he didn't have a suit like that. He was just bigger. He was just a bigger guy. So it could just be that's what the character's like.
But this guy's like twice as tall as everybody else.
Yeah, seriously.
You want to give it a rating?
I'd give it like 7.7 probably.
I'd probably give it about a 7.3.
Really?
Yeah, it's not the best Superman movie, not the best DC movie.
Yeah, it's still good though.
It's fun to watch. There's a lot of good action.
A lot of action.
Good movie.
I would suggest it to other people.
The best is yet to come.
Yeah. Seriously.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Na, 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 na.